motherfucker. I'm gonna spit on your fucking cum covers. Cum covers and spit. I love how ChatGPT, before I was like, what was it? OpenAI? OpenAI's ChatGPT? Yo, dog. Pass the ball. You know what? I haven't heard that in a long time. It's like, my money don't wiggle wiggle. It folds. My money don't jiggle jiggle. It folds. You never know. That's something
to a special mountain
really?
spring.
Yeah.
Clear water
I swear to God, Chat API or whatever, Chat GPT. Chat GPT. Apologies for, Yeah. It you really did learn something from it? Yeah. I mean, I bet I could learn a lot from it. I already have. But the one thing, it was like I didn't just learn it. It was brilliant. It was just the way that this thing described the problem I was having. It was like, oh my God. Oh, is it the origin of the term pimping? No.
My prayers, along with everybody else in the Coast family, for Chris and Melody, and she has an awesomely beautiful voice. What a great song! I mean, just yes, it was. And so he's a good guy. And shout out to because I know Cornelius is praying for him. I heard him a little bit ago, and Barry and everybody else, and my prayers for Annie. Like you said, you don't know what's happened to her, so she's in God's hands whichever way. Anyway, that's kind of the short of it tonight. Volcano silent out that way? Yeah, they died in Holly Mama crater, but it's all contained within the crater. Oh, that's good. Okay, thanks, Jim. Always good hearing from you way out there. Mary in New Jersey. Hello.
It was pelvic floor pole? No.
Had a deadly form of leukemia, was incurable, and she agreed to this experiment. She didn't have a choice. And he took T cells, the doctor took T cells out of another human, cloaked them somehow, put them into her body where they weren't visible to her T cells, and they destroyed
Like a word
transplant, and
that they
she's free of
use.
cancer.
That's a miracle. Oh my God.
It is a miracle. And then he was saying, one of them was talking with the talk show, and they're saying, how about tumors with people? Maybe that could work, something like that. But that is a miracle. She's free of cancer from a bone marrow transplant if they kill all the people.
They're going to defeat that stupid virus and then that disease one day, I think.
Cancer.
Yeah, one day.
Oh, and tumors.
What sermon? Hey man on a mission. Remember when it was like there's already female.
So it's been like that since about 2015. I could hear them talking. I couldn't see them.
There's female Viagra. I didn't even know it. Why aren't they promoting this? It's like free money. Anyway, history of the watch the stream.
But it's so much going on all the time.
What did doctors say?
I don't go to the doctor.
You've never been to an eye doctor? You've gone blind and you haven't been to an eye doctor?
No. I won't.
It might be able to restore your sight.
Exactly.
Maybe.
What the fuck, lady? Try it, man. What the fuck?
Doctors, I don't know.
Some are pretty good.
Pardon?
Some are pretty good.
I don't know what you said.
Some doctors are pretty good. They're not all
Lady, if you can't hear me either, oh, you poor thing.
my recommendation. Next up, let's go to Russell.
I'm glad you asked the history of pickup artists.
Hello, George. Thanks for holding it. Yeah, well, it was a pleasure. I've called in the past, and I had the Benjamin Crumb effect. Each time I called, I experienced a strange, ill feeling and rattled off, speaking very quickly, but that doesn't seem to be the case tonight. Yeah, that was a weird night, wasn't it? Very strange, and let's hope it's not repeated. Yeah, exactly. So, sir, what I'd like to share with you and the Coast audience is an item, a topic I emailed to you that you probably received many, and I put it to the test. It concerns an assembly bill here in California, Assembly Bill 2098, 2098, and it was signed into law by Governor Newsom, and it is referred to as the Unprofessional Conduct Bill. It's only 2 pages long. You can look it up and see what it covers. I, this past week, went to an MD for a regular scheduled checkup, and I said to him, he says, "How's it going?" And I said, "Will you please identify for me any contagious airborne pathogen these masks are supposed to prevent the transmission or otherwise interfere with?" And he said, "We're not going to talk about that." So I would say to the audience, check your own state to be vigilant that this type of a bill does not get through their legislative bodies, and for people in California to look up this so-called unprofessional conduct bill, which did go into effect on January 1 of this year, 2023. And so it interferes with their ability to speak freely, anything that doesn't seem to reflect the CDC's proclamation. So, since we really have covered a few calls tonight on the SARS-CoV-2, SARS, depending on the name, right? COVID or SARS-CoV-2. I thought you might want to share this, and I appreciate your, shall we say, broad acceptance of calls this evening. Absolutely. Russell, thanks. Appreciate you being on the program. Lucille's with us in Modesto, California. Hello, Lucille. Thanks for calling.
Hello. Thank you for having us.
Sure.
It's nice to just chat a little. I've got to share an experience I had. I was traveling and it was a long trip, and I think maybe 18, 19 hours coming in, and I was dead tired, and I called ahead and had a shuttle waiting for me at the airport, but we were 45 minutes late getting in, and actually the whole trip was amazing. I'm just catching the tail end of it for you. But the systems were shut down. You couldn't find anybody to help you with anything. And I guess they were having a health conference. The shuttle was gone. And I think, you couldn't get a rental car, you couldn't get a hotel, you couldn't get anything. What did you say?
Have you ever Ubered?
Oh, no, I haven't, as a matter of fact.
You know what that is, right?
Yeah, I do. And there's a couple of other names, too, that I've forgotten. But anyway, so thankfully, I had a lot of stuff I was traveling with. So, and I got really, really tired. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to lay down underneath the camera and make myself a bed. At least if I get, because I have the feather blankets and all that kind of stuff. Well, anyway, so just as I'm about to relax, here comes the noise from out of nowhere.
What the fuck is this?
He asked if he wanted to know if I wanted to ride. Well, he was a total stranger, and I thought, no, I don't think I want to do that.
Not a cabin or nothing like that, right?
Right.
No, don't go. Don't go.
Anyway, he ran off, and he kept coming back. About 6 times he came back. Well, that's the 6th time I was super tired, and I had it. And so I thought, well,
what that is. It's around that time.
So
Really
we're in the
huge.
car, and he seems like a pretty decent guy. Comes out in the car, it's new, and the whole bit. But we get in the car, and he puts my luggage in and all that stuff, and we take off. And
Nice
the
quiz.
house in Mott, I don't know if you know what that is, but it's kind of like rolling hills between Mott, and I've been there when there were nice stars and everything. There wasn't a star, there wasn't a moon, there was nothing. And I thought, you know,
It is. One of the challenges of streaming your life is, what was it? It was like a persistent audience or something like that. It's like, it's so hard to keep people entertained that much. Is the door sound? There you go. Is the door sound? Okay.
And then he says, what's going on? And I said, what do you mean? And he says, I don't take people at this airport. He's asking you this when he picked you up. He's about God and the Bible and this and that.
Is it called ViralRabbi?
He relaxed a little bit.
Maybe he was an angel out for safety.
Well, he says, I don't mind.
But he did. Now, I only got 30 seconds, but so did you get home safely?
He said it didn't need the Bible. I mean, it wasn't normal talking, and he was not missing a beat or a letter.
I dedicated my paintings first to the
There's the
great
hell on that
nature
one.
of California, which has always given me great lessons. People who share the same thoughts, as though drawing water from one river under one tree. Your
You could be just comma.
are nothing
Can you
but
please
expressions of my
list in
wholehearted
4,000
praise
characters
and gratitude.
the difficulties of live streaming your life 24 hours a day,
By
7 days a week,
1940,
365
thanks in
days a year?
great part to the national parks they had come to cherish as their own, both Chiura Obata and Iwao Matsushita had decided the United States was home, even if its laws at the time prohibited them from becoming citizens because they had been born in Japan. When the company he worked for ordered him back to Tokyo, Matsushita resigned. The depression would make...
I enjoy my life in Seattle. I have so many happy memories with nice people, both Japanese and Americans. I have visited Mount Rainier, my lover, more than 190 times. I cannot leave Seattle when I think of the beautiful views of Mount Rainier. Iwao Matsushita.
Fortunate he is who may see Mount McKinley against the summer midnight sky.
All lanes remain blocked. That's until 6 a.m. If you make your way through South LA on the 110 southbound before Fort, look out for the crash off to the right shoulder. And in Lancaster,
The lush fern forests of Kilauea, the white jubilance of Yosemite's waters, and the somber rock and surf of Acadia National Park. To record and interpret these qualities for others, to brighten the drab moods of cities, and build high horizons of the spirit on the edge of plain and desert. These are some of the many obligations of art. Ansel Adams.
In 1938, a book arrived at Harold Ickey's office, entitled Sierra Nevada, the John Muir Trail. It was filled with
addiction.
stunning
Yes, it is.
images
Well,
of the
I mean,
mountainous
he kind of was
Kings River
addicted.
Canyon region of the southern Sierra,
Okay.
captured by an aspiring photographer named Ansel Adams. This was his first book of landscapes, and since he knew that Ickes was interested in making the area a national park, Adams had sent it along with his personal compliments. Ickes took it to the White House to show President Roosevelt, who liked it so much he quickly appropriated it for his own. Ansel Adams was on his way to becoming the most influential photographer for the cause of national parks since William Henry Jackson's Images of Yellowstone had.
My grandfather bought the Chevrolet Capri, and it was the first one that beat. If he didn't wear the seatbelt, he cut him out.
Persuade Congress to create the world's.
Did there is online harassment for boys? Personal secretary did this. Yoshi, there he is. I did on Instagram. Content too? Damn, man, they haven't said these yet. These are
There
really
is
good.
this unending argument about whether art can affect human affairs. And I think Ansel is one great example of how.
Dude, I could make a thing.
Muir is another example. Muir's writings absolutely had effect. And it wasn't just propaganda writings. It was his evocative, descriptive writings in the Sierras. Same with Ansel. Ansel used his photographs in this movement and using various
Christian San Francisco family.
It's
Adams had first encountered nature during a family trip to Yosemite. There, seeing the waterfalls and the rock faces, El Capitan,
I feel like I'm
the three
talking to
brothers,
God.
Half Dome, he was
Really?
transfixed.
This thing
We should
is
not
smart.
casually pass
This
them
might be smarter than
later,
God. I don't know.
for they are the very
At
heart
this
of the
point,
earth,
God's not
speaking
talking
to
to
us.
this fucking thing. All right, you
I
know,
knew my destiny, he added, when I first experienced Yosemite.
Actually, I think
In the 1920s, the place was just as inspirationally spectacular as Yosemite,
milk
and
cart
equally
and a
deserving
box
of
of
federal protection.
Elmer's glue imported on
It was
themselves.
an old dream.
A box,
John
yeah,
Muir
like a
had
box of all
fought
the
through
bottles.
and failed in the 1890s.
Maybe wood
Then
glue.
Stephen Mather had taken up the
Weird little
cause
nib.
with the
Tip.
same result.
Really? Yeah, wood glue.
Now,
Yoshi know
Adams
about
and the
it.
Sierra
Oh, yeah,
Club believed they had an
With the
ally
guy
who
in the front
shared
with
the
the
dream
horns, Elmer's
and had the
guy.
power to
Yeah, is
make
that
it
a
come
fucking?
true.
Is that a sheep?
Secretary of the
I think it's a
Interior,
sheep.
Harold Ickes. If I had my way about
Personal
national
relationships.
parks, Ickes said,
Yeah, she'd be like, yeah,
I
he
would
never really
create
had
one
those though.
without a road
Job
in it,
laws,
a
a
place
career
where
damage.
man
That's
would not
way at the
try
top.
to improve
Yeah, but that would
upon
happen
God.
there. Mental, emotional well-being.
Ickes saw in
These
Kings
are all
Canyon
so
his
good.
chance to create a new
Government
kind of park,
surveillance.
a wilderness park in which roads, hotels, and other large developments would be banned. Wilderness park. And he threw himself into the fight against the forces that instead
This
wanted
was
dams,
fine.
irrigation projects,
Yes.
grazing, timber harvesting,
This is right,
and
brother.
elaborate tourist resorts. Through a series
Hey,
of
Doc,
shrewd
do you have any
maneuvers,
worries since
he
I might
turned
shouldn't
one
have done
private
this?
interest group against the other, waged
No,
ceaseless battle against
no,
the Forest
we need,
Service's efforts to retain
No,
control
that's
over the
not
land,
enough. He needs
and
more.
persuaded most of the
Yeah, we
major
told him.
conservation
We told him.
groups not
31
to
is
abandon their
good.
support
There,
because of the compromises.
we heard
he
the
felt
first
he had
four.
to
They were,
make.
oh, that one's really good.
Ickes
That one
was,
could
one
be on
opponent
its
of the
own.
park said,
Then we heard number two. It was like,
overambitious,
oh, no, that one's definitely.
egocentric,
Then three, it was
ruthless,
like, oh, and number three was
unethical.
like, oh my god. And then he kept saying more.
In the final
More fucking
moments
answers.
before the vote in Congress, the name was
That
simplified,
was really nice.
dropping any reference to John Muir and wilderness. On March 4th, 1940, President Roosevelt signed the law creating Kings Canyon
There's gonna be
National
hacking.
Park.
That has happened. Really, yeah, I know.
Because it was
There's
a
no
roadless
struggle.
park, and because of his
There's the
disability,
blackmail. I mean,
Roosevelt
I
would never be able to
Online
see
stalking,
Kings
go for
Canyon
it, baby.
in person. Instead, he contented
There's the
himself
financial
with
ones.
following
Wait,
John
don't
Muir's trail
shit.
through the photographs
Nothing
and
loose.
words of Ansel Adams.
Risk of physical harm. Oh man,
The dawn wind in the high Sierra is not just
God,
some
addiction to
magic of
attention,
most
sure, I
elegant
guess.
persuasion.
Lots of control over personal information. I put my fucking
Here are forces familiar with the eons of creation.
but dude,
Contemplating the
burnout,
sunlight,
exhaustion.
we may make new
These are so
discoveries
good.
about ourselves.
In the fall of 1940, department's payroll at $22.22 a day, and told him to bring back photographs of all the parks for prominent display in the capital city. Adams said it was one of the best ideas ever to come out of Washington.
I've heard of
Happily
that.
packed
Or
up
I've
his
seen
station
that.
wagon to set
In
out
Las
on his
Vegas,
assignment.
more.
Off and on for the next
Dude, these are all so good. I've been like, Yosh, why not 51? And 51 was as strong as like 39, which is as strong as 6. Personal boundaries is a good one.
Thank you, George. I'm delighted to be here. And how are you? I'm fine. Really busy these
I
days.
think we've said personal relationships, but maybe the other one was just relationships,
Well,
privacy.
first of
So
all, I became licensed
that
as
was
a
a good
psychotherapist back in 1976, way back there.
security.
And then in 1984, I began to have a series of training to be a counselor.
Well, maybe not. Maybe we misread those. And these are just really good ones again. Free will. We haven't read thing is freakish.
When they first started coming,
Personal
in
agency.
1991, some of them knew that they were having strange visitors at night, and sometimes they were having missing time, or sometimes they would have unusual markings on their bodies or little lumps under their skin, which turned out to be implants. And so they didn't really know what was going on, but they knew something very peculiar was happening to them now and then. So anyway,
Yo, bitch, this thing is fucking creepy out there.
experiences, and it turned out that they
Please
were
try more.
extraterrestrial encounters. So that's how I happened to get into that. And my goodness, George, since 1991, I have had the great privilege, I consider it, of regressing well over 2,000.
This bitch sounds like Nancy Pelosi. We got a Ouija board over in the Capitol. Risk of technical difficulties. Been there, done that.
Well, I did, yes, because
Financial instability. I mean, it's like when you're born on a sinking ship, a little bit of water doesn't scare you, baby.
that UFOs and
Like it finally ran out after 64.
coming to me with these
No, productivity, I think it's a new one.
happenings and wondering, I really wasn't thinking
Creativity is a new one.
extraterrestrials, but
How about Ansel Adams?
went on, and the more detailed the
I can think I'm
experiences
pissing on it.
were, they were coming out in regression. I finally had to believe that, whoa, a lot of people are getting visited by these beings and having a variety of experiences.
Yeah. These are all new.
Well,
All requests open line Friday.
in 1991, I was working with about 3 different having reports that children would give reports of, unusual visitors
I wonder if you could
in the
use
room
this to
at
be really
night,
funny.
or
Like to write really funny comedy.
window
I think I could.
up into the air or into someplace else. And so the adults began
Yo,
to say,
dog.
wow, I'm not only having these experiences, but my child is having them. So fortunately,
Like, provided like Bill Schwartzky
some
super
of these
fans.
mothers were bringing their children in to my office.
I mean, these are all credibility. These are all new and all good. You should be like, you lost that one, you lost that one, you lost trust. We don't fucking trust you. Haven't trusted this kid for 15 years, kids. It's like, Josh, we've only known each other for 14 narrative. You don't even know what you're saying anymore. Time management. This is so good. 100 reasons why not to stream.
kids called them monsters, or those little monsters came again. Or kids said, oh yeah, those little sparkles of light came in the room through the window and they swirled around and made all these pretty patterns. And some kids even said, you know, a big ball of light, white light, came into the room, woke me up, and it was sort of flying around, and then it stopped, and then out of this big ball of light came a little guy, a little being, like a little gray being, or sometimes even three little beings, because they didn't know to call them aliens. They didn't know what they were. Extraterrestrials, no, but they just would say to mom and dad, oh, the little people came. Or I know one child kept talking about.
Where's the loss of self-care? Oh yeah, excessive time streaming, mental neglecting us, that loss of sleep. Dude, these are all new. Healthy habits.
Because that's what it reminds people to see some statues on Notre Dame and different cathedrals like that. And so these ET visitors were mindfully saw little lights very frequently around the ceiling, the edge of the wall, where it met the ceiling all the way around. And she called them the little woodgies. Little woodgies? Little boy said, oh yeah, that little old man came again last night, the one with the wrinkly face. And then many children have reported that somebody, a being or two or three, have come out of the closet or in through the window. But I've really been amazed at how many people
I've heard it coming out.
coming out of the closet.
Jesus Christ. Alright, are you done?
And of course,
Like the odd chicken across the universe? Yeah, kind of.
but
Sure.
they do frequently describe that. And some people call them the
Oh my god, that's a new personal schedule.
some of these, kids, they're quite scared,
Financial stability.
even terrified, and since CDC come in,
Yes, it's not stick.
consider,
I already got it outside.
but then there are plenty of other kids who consider these beings
Work-life balance.
their friends.
Yours is just kind of like fat, sleep.
Have any of these children been taken and then brought back?
Oh, yes, that's all part of the experience. And typically, just as it is with adults or any age, the child will remember waking up and the beings in the room, and very often not being able to move or call out. They levitated up off the bed and floated across the room, floated through the room or through the wall with these beings, and they'll remember
So after that one kid on soccer team, I had Andrew, not Deegan, but Deegan. And there's Andrew Deegan. What is that other kid's name? What's Bee's name?
Yes, yes, indeed, it could be scary from any age. However, the more we talk about it, all it seems to be terrible and scary and frightening, very often turns out to be an okay experience once they really realize what the details were, and that in some cases they were even helped in various ways by these beings.
Do these beings sense the kid is scared or something?
Oh, they must, yes. And I think that is why they try to do this clandestinely, because they know that they can really scare humans.
What do you think they want? I mean, why deal with little kids? What's happening?
Well, you see, George, there's so many different kinds of extraterrestrial beings, different species from all over the place we're talking about. Some of them are more scientifically oriented, and they want to study us. They want to study children, teenagers, young adults, older adults, and understand and that even begins with understanding the child's body. Some of them are more interested in how they can help a human's body, whether that's a child or an old. And sometimes, if they don't go ahead and heal something that they can see is wrong, they will warn the person that they have a liver problem or whatever the problem is that they're seeing. And they'll suggest to the person that when the person gets home again, the person will go to his own doctor for a checkup and say that he suspects that maybe he has that particular problem, which he sees a threat that's detected. And that, so many times, even children at any age, a person will be actually healed of whatever the condition is, being right there on the spaceship, or even in some cases, the person is healed right there at home in their own bed. In other words, the whole encounter just stays right there.
Yo, dog.
Kind of
And so.
of light. Sometimes or green goo. Yeah, green goo.
I like how there are like 1,000 reasons not to do it. There are like 3 good ones. Oh man, I don't have any personal style. I'm gonna shoot like 24 hours a day.
And instead of water in that tub, it's filled with what they describe as green goo, because it's sort of
Yo, dog.
it's runny, but
Was this like a thing? Where it was like,
and that they just sort of soak their bodies like soaking in a bathtub, and that there's something about that green substance that gets absorbed through the child's skin and heals the child of whatever the difficulty is. And then on other occasions, sometimes the child is, and the child is given a glass of green liquid to drink. And that is a very healing process as well. So we humans don't know what
passion.
makes up that.
To those who questioned whether his artistry could be put to a better purpose in
Cancel Adam, you
wartime,
suck
he
dick.
had a simple
It's like,
reply.
dog, I was just taking
I believe
pictures
my
of
work
fucking.
you
Primarily for kids or adults, because I find it kind of interesting myself.
Yeah, you're fucking suck, dog.
Yeah, so we wrote the book for kids.
like everything else in American life, German. The CCC camps closed down as the men who had been working on trails and park buildings became soldiers and shipped out overseas. Park budgets were cut to a quarter of their pre-war levels. Just as in the First World War, pressures mounted to open them up
Is that a
to
version
timber
from
cutting, mining, and grazing. Harold Ickes did his best to minimize the damage.
When World War II began, there were strong pressures in many circles to close the national parks for the duration, with the thought that no one needs a vacation in wartime. Ickes disagreed with this, stating that in times of national stress and sorrow, the people needed precisely what the national parks could offer. Ansel Adams.
When Ickes informed Roosevelt that a proposed bombing range would endanger the breeding grounds of the rare trumpeter swan that George Melendez Wright
Like,
had
usually,
worked
like,
so
oh my
hard
God,
to
these
preserve,
fuckers.
the president dashed
Shit
off
in
a
here.
quick note to his Secretary of War, the trumpeter swan and against the Army, Roosevelt wrote. The Army must